Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about cannabis in Texas and uh, the penalties in Texas that come with possessing marijuana, and the punishment that comes with it as well. All right, this was a shitty intro. So hopefully I really discourage anyone smoking in a vehicle. Obviously, I know what happens. However, it just seems like the most easy way to get caught. I mean, if you put yourself at risk to get caught, hopefully you don't have like an ounce in your passenger seat or on you or something like that. And hopefully you just have like a blunt, something that can easily be dismissed, and we'll talk about that later. Or something that won't, bump your charge up. But I definitely recommend to just do it in a place where I mean, it's cannabis. You really want to enjoy it and not bother other people or anything like that. You really want to take every approach possible to making sure that you can just do it peacefully. I mean, that's really the only way to enjoy it, right? It sucks to be paranoid that someone's watching over your shoulder or something like that. If you're driving, especially for me, I know it sucks. Like, oh crap, I'm kind of high, so did I just really do that? Or are they following me? Or are the police? There's just a bunch of things that you start thinking about whenever you're driving under the influence, and yeah, I recommend you stay away. But anyways, let's get right into it. So hopefully, if you do get pulled over, and if you hopefully you don't have again, a ton, not literally a ton. I mean, that's a different charge. But if you have, less than 2 ounces, it is considered a misdemeanor. Meaning it is the lowest possible charge that you can get. It carries a minimum sentence of 180 days and a $2,000 possible fine. I don't know if this really applies to anybody out there. I doubt I'm talking to any hardcore like traffickers or anything like that. But anywhere from 5 to 50 pounds is a felony. Anywhere actually from 4 ounces to 5 pounds. So the second you cross the 4 ounce limit, your charge is bumped up from a misdemeanor to a felony. Carries a minimum sentence of 180 days to 2 years in jail, and then a max fine that cannot exceed $10,000. Again, so I doubt I'm talking to anyone that's going to have a felony, but I recommend you avoid a misdemeanor at all costs, especially if you're young. It can very much throw you off the direction that you want to go. I mean, I doubt anybody wants to be broke, right? Everybody's trying to get to the money, and cannabis should really just be used as a way of a method of relaxation or something to de-stress at the end of the day. You don't really need to go around doing it every before lunch, before breakfast, before all these other things that I know some of the hardcore smokers do. But let's move on to the next one. Again, so that was possession that we just talked about. Now this one is you get convicted for the intent to distribute or sell. So for 7 grams or less, you're luckily still at a misdemeanor. Again, this is still in Texas. It's 180 days and a $2,000 fine. This one I will go up a little bit higher. So if you go anywhere from 7 grams to 5 pounds, so there's a really big in between there, and I know most plugs do carry that. So you would be looking at a felony. Again, your charge is bumped up once you cross the 7 gram limit. You go from a misdemeanor to a felony. That goes from a 1 year charge all the way up to a 180-day minimum, up to 2 years. That's what the punishment is for a felony, and a fine bumped up from $4,000 to $10,000. Again, if you're carrying, I doubt I'm talking to any hardcore traffickers, but again, in Texas, if you're carrying anywhere from 5 to 50 pounds, or anywhere from 50 to 2,000 pounds, you're looking at a minimum of 2 years to a max 99, and a fine that does not exceed $10,000. So now let's talk about something that's a little bit more modern. I know wax pens are very popular, and it is a little bit more convenient, and in my opinion, a little bit more discreet. Unfortunately, in Texas, it's probably the worst case scenario to get, caught with a pen. So this is for concentrates and hash. Possession of less than a gram, which in most cases is most people. You carry just your one cartridge and your battery on you and your pen. Unfortunately, you don't start off at a misdemeanor like you would with flour. Under 2 ounces with flour for possession of it, it's a misdemeanor. Under 1 gram of a concentrate or hash is a felony, 180 days to 2 years in prison. That's a $10,000 fine. Now I will go one by one on these because I feel like wax pens are a little bit more easier to get, so therefore people have more of them. But the higher, the number of cartridges that you have, the number of literal grams that you have, regardless of the contents of the inside of the cartridge. So Texas doesn't really care if you have an empty cartridge, obviously they can't charge you. But if your cartridge is like 3/4 of the way full and not really all the way full, you're still going to get charged with an entire gram, not just the 3/4 of it. So just to clarify, it is important to be specific. But again, possession of 1 to 4 grams is a felony. Again, all of the concentrate and hash penalties are felonies. It's a minimum of 2 years to 10 years, and then a $10,000 fine. Anywhere from 4 to 400 grams, again, of hash and concentrates, it is still a felony, and it goes to 20 years at this time, a minimum of 2. Still the same $10,000 fine. Now, if you find yourself in the occasion that you would possess more than 400 grams of hash and concentrates, it is still a felony. However, this one is a minimum of 10 years, a possible of life, and a $50,000 fine. So now this is going to be a little bit more precise. The manufacture or delivery of less than 1 gram of hash and concentrate is still a felony. However, this one is 180 days to 2 years and a $10,000 fine. The manufacture or delivery of 1 to 4 grams of hash and concentrates carries a minimum sentence of 2 years and a max of 99. That is not exceeding a $10,000 fine. So now we're going to jump into paraphernalia. I mean, obviously, I assume most people have a bong, a pipe. Possession of paraphernalia is a misdemeanor. It doesn't carry a jail sentence, but it is a $500 minimum fine. Now, to sell or distribute a paraphernalia, the first offense is a misdemeanor, carries a minimum sentence of 1 year and a $4,000 fine. A repeat offense for selling paraphernalia is now considered a felony, bumped up from a misdemeanor to a felony. It's a minimum of 90 days to 1 year. And it is important to remember that if you get charged, again, the minimum sentence is the minimum sentence. The judge has to sentence the defendant to the mandatory minimum or to a higher sentence. The judge has absolutely no power to sentence the defendant to less than the minimum mandatory. So it really sucks in Texas. A prisoner serving an MMS for a federal offense and for most state offenses is not ever going to be eligible for parole. Even peaceful marijuana smokers sentenced to life must serve a life sentence with no chance of parole. Again, you're pretty much fucked here in Texas. I really recommend you just do it somewhere safe, somewhere where you know you can't get caught. I mean, the whole I don't know, Texas laws are not easy. I mean, it really sucks. So just stay safe out there, guys, and hopefully these laws change. I'm going to be uploading a couple more videos soon. I hope you enjoy those. I really want to inform you guys, so if you have any recommendations or any suggestions on what I should do, just drop a comment down below. Also, make sure to subscribe, guys. I really want to get this channel going. Yep, guys, take care, and I'll see you around.
Danny E.B. Tracks.
Danny on the track, boys.